What's up, everybody? I'm Flash. This is One Man's Opinion, the show where we cover just about everything, and today we're watching an epic rap battle of history, doing a reaction, Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg. The fight is on, everybody. 1v1. The last thing I heard is that they were actually doing it. And so these two are going to be fighting in an MMA fight that the UFC, Dana White may be putting the fight on. They're talking like it's going to be a big money thing. Watching two guys who are CEOs of massive companies duke it out in the ring. I mean, sign me up. I'm there. I'll watch it. But first, we got to decide who can beat the other on the mic. And so we're going to watch epic rap battle now and watch these guys duke it out.
Elon Musk. Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Okay. First thing, Epic Lloyd, pretty good Zuckerberg. I mean, with the hairpiece and everything, like, not bad. Nice Peter. The Zuckerberg, the non-blinking alien, the dude looks like a praying mantis. Like, it's crazy. He's got his mannerisms down to a T right here, so this is good already.
Call me Musk. I'm here to help. Yeah. Flush a Zucker turd for humanity's health.
Okay, all right, coming out with some schoolyard stuff right there. Call me Musk. I'm here to help flush a Zucker turd for humanity's health. All right, that's fine. That's fine. I like the addition of the flamethrower, the Elon Musk flamethrower in the background right there. That's been a long time ago now. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago he was selling those things, but I guess it's probably been 5 or 6 years ago now.
I'm making brilliant innovations in a race against the dark ages. You provide a place to discover your arts. Kind of racist. They're called
Okay, Musk coming with a lot of comedy in this one. He's going to be the funny guy, which I guess is fair. Not all of his jokes land. Sometimes I see some of his Twitter threads. Sometimes they're funny. Other times it's borderline cringy. It's not very good at all. But out of the two of them, yeah, I'll give Musk the comedy title for sure. Zuckerberg's not exactly known for his sense of humor.
I'm making brilliant
This right here is kind of interesting to me. This little touch behind the ear, it reminds me a lot of Black Mirror. I don't know if you guys remember. It's been a long time. I guess Black Mirror just had a season come out just a few months ago, but I haven't seen it yet. But I remember some of those old episodes. They had this thing behind their ear that they touched, and I think it had a program that let them record things with their eyes, and everything was wireless, and it was embedded into the skin. It was like a chip. But anyway, that's what this reminds me of. As far as I know, nothing like this exists yet, but it seems like they're drawing some inspiration. I bet at the time Black Mirror was probably still pretty big if we could take the time machine back to whenever they filmed this. And so probably some inspiration there in him and his innovations there as he talks about making brilliant innovations in a race against the dark ages. So I just thought that was a pretty clever little visual thing that ERB added there, even though it's not necessarily got anything to do with the bars.
innovations in a race against the dark.
That's interesting too, how he just kind of grabs the verse or the bar right there and just holds it up. I don't really know what he's going for there, but it's kind of neat.
In a race against the dark ages. You provide a place to discover your arts. Kind of racist.
That's pretty funny. I mean, you learn a lot about people on Facebook. Learn a lot about your family. You learn a lot about your friends and people you grew up with, and it's definitely the place to discover that sort of information.
Find a place to discover your arts. Kind of racist. Got called to Senate. Data hack. You acted so robotic. Star Trek's like, we need Lieutenant Data back. I'm Tony Stark with a
That's
James
pretty
Bond
good.
sprinkle toss in. And I've been flossing since you double-crossed the Wigglevoss twin.
Ooh. Ooh, okay, all right, we ended on a good punch there. Now, look, it was all comedy based. This is pretty funny right here. The Data we need Lieutenant Data back. So that's pretty funny. He is very Lieutenant Data, like the way he moves and his build, his mannerisms.
Lieutenant Data back. I'm Tony Stark with a James Bond sprinkle toss in. And I've been flossing since you double-crossed the Wigglevoss twin.
The fact that he can say he's like the real life Tony Stark is is a pretty big flex, given that, like, if you had to pick somebody on the planet who could best fill those shoes so far, it probably would be Elon Musk. So that's a pretty wild. I don't know about the James Bond part. I don't see him doing a whole lot of, maybe he is an international spy. I don't know. I don't know what the man does in his free time, but he doesn't strike me as much of a James Bond, but I'll give him the Tony Stark. That's a pretty big flex. And then right there with the Winklevoss twins, that's the biggest punch of the whole thing right there. The Winklevoss twins are the guys who came out and said that they invented and came up with the idea for Facebook, and Zuckerberg stole it from them. So that's pretty wild. That's a good one. Big punch, big points right there for Musk out of the first verse.
Was a lieutenant commander to start, but I wouldn't expect you to understand an org chart.
Hey, far be it from me to say that Zuckerberg can't be funny. It's nice Peter's delivery. Just the way he's like looking around and just deliver it. Look at his eyes, man. Watch this dude's eyes. He says, Data was a lieutenant commander to start. Just like, I'm going to correct you right out the gate on something that it's not even a rebuttal. It's just a blanket correction.
Data was a lieutenant commander to start, but I wouldn't expect you to understand an org chart. See, here's mine. I'm at the top boss, and I'm spitting fire like I'm hot sauce. You can't sneak up on Zuck. I don't even fucking blink. I'm the CEO and knowing what you think. Hey,
That's pretty. This one's funny, man. This one's got a lot of jokes in it. It's very, very good. I like it a lot. But bro, I mean, Zuckerberg, he's got some flow about him. This man is putting a solid little rhyme together.
Here's mine. I'm at the top boss, and I'm spitting fire like I'm hot sauce. You can't sneak up on Zuck. I don't even fucking blink.
That's hilarious.
I'm the CEO and knowing what you think. Hey, I've been looking up.
Those are pretty self-explanatory. I don't feel like I need to go into those a whole lot. It's pretty good. They're mostly flexes. No shots really at Musk a whole lot. You could count the Lieutenant Data thing, but that wasn't even really like a rebuttal. He didn't rebut the punch. He just said that he got his facts a little wrong. So far, not much from Zuckerberg, though.
Hey, I've been looking up your family. It could start. My God. Couldn't clean your daddy's laundry with apartheid.
Oh! As soon as I said it, he said, he can't say that. He can't.
Clean your daddy's laundry with apartheid.
Couldn't clean your daddy's laundry with apartheid pod? Because Musk's family's from South Africa, and the segregation, plus him being white, and his dad has been like a controversial figure online. Like, Musk has tried to distance himself. So that one hurt. Like, it's one thing when you go after somebody's family. It's another thing when you go after someone's family and they already have a sore spot about it. Like, they know, like, I don't want people bringing up my dad because my dad said some dumb things. So that's actually crazy. That's the best single punch we've seen in the entire battle so far. That's actually nutty. And then the double entendre with Tide Pods too. To you couldn't clean your daddy's laundry, dirty laundry, with a double meaning on dirty laundry, and then the double meaning on Tide Pods, mixing it in with apartheid. Like, that is next level penmanship. That is crazy good. Not only this one is funny, but it's also got some sneaky good bars in here so far. So this one's actually very good.
What's the Oculus, Instagram, WhatsApp? I'm cleaning up like a wet nap. I drive around in a hatchback. Beep, beep. I'll let your story like Snapchat. Elon, you're nothing but
He said, I'll end your story like Snapchat, ghost. That's pretty good, man. He's just flexing through there. He goes through his list of apps and stuff that he's either the owner of or he's in on. It's pretty good.
Elon, you're nothing but an attention-seeking outcast, and your star is faded, like you on a podcast.
I like that they keep going back to Zuckerberg like he's still in the Senate hearing, where he's always really close to the mic and speaking in a certain kind of way. Like, that's pretty good. I like that little addition there. And your star is faded like you on a podcast. That's a good reference. But I don't see that being true. And now, even in retrospect, because I have the benefit of hindsight here, but even at the time that this came out, Musk was he was a hot topic name, and then here 5-6 years later, whatever it is, he's still one of the most well-known names in the world. So after round one, like, it's kind of tough to call. I think Elon had more punches, but they were more like jabs, and then he had the one good solid lick. Zuckerberg kind of danced around and didn't really take any jabs. He did a lot of flexing. He did some corrections, but there weren't a whole lot of punches except for the one, like, super uppercut knockout haymaker that he threw. It was an absolute slobber knocker. So it's kind of tough to call that first round. If he had had just a little bit more, just like anything else in the first round, I probably would go Zuckerberg on that one. But since it was just the one heavy punch surrounded by mostly nothing, I think you got to go Musk in round one just because he was able to land a couple jabs with his big shot. It wasn't as big, but I think so far just the slightest edge to Elon.
On a podcast.
Don't smoking with Joe Rogan, don't slow motion my pace, man. When I'm conquering my space, it's actual space, man.
Oh, no, that's pretty good. When I'm conquering my space, it's actual space, man. That's pretty good.
My pace, man. When I'm conquering my space, it's actual space, man.
That not only degrades him, but boosts himself. That's how you do an appropriate flex in a rap battle. If you can flex, but also tear down your opponent in the same line, like now you're doing something. Now you're putting your pen to work. That's good.
I got a loan from the White House. Boom! Said that shit straight to the moon. Now I'm taking mankind to Mars, but for your kind, man, I ain't got room. Your platform only launches depression. Who put the elf with no friends in charge of human connection?
Oh, now he's talking to him. He's talking to his soul now. This is real deal. This is a real question. Like we all need to be asking this question. That's crazy.
From the White House. Boom! Said that shit straight to the moon. Now I'm taking mankind to Mars, but for your kind, man, I ain't got room.
Mostly just flexes there. Not a whole lot to dig from that little bit.
Your platform only launches
But this?
Who put the elf with no friends in charge of human connection?
Your platform only launches depression. So that's kind of a double entendre because he's launching rockets and stuff out into space. He's saying your platform only launches depression. Who put the elf with no friends in charge of human connection? Who's put this robotic, no emotion having weirdo in charge of connecting humanity and making friends online and that sort of thing? Because Facebook's been around for a long time and has done pretty successful until, recently kind of fallen off.
You claim to be some kind of saint, but you ain't. Why don't you lean in and face mash my musky Dutch taint?
Okay, we got some more references there. I'm not crazy about the finish on that one. It doesn't look like he's quite finished, but that didn't do much for me. I wasn't crazy about that a little bit.
Earth, you sold us out for some net worth. Your site's got so many Russian bots, they should call it the social network.
Ooh, he said ooh too, but it was not. He was trying to be sarcastic with it. No, that was actually really good. Hold up.
I'm destined to rep Earth. You sold us out for some net worth.
That's a flex and a backhand right there, all in
Your
one.
site's got so many Russian bots, they should call it the social network.
Your site has so many Russian bots, they should call it the social network. That's just good. I mean, it's just clever writing, but it's actually like it's really good punch. Like the punch is there. So that I like this. This was a pretty good verse. There was one part I wasn't crazy about. This is a pretty solid, like, B+, A- type verse.
Ooh, bots. I know AI gets you tweeting.
Hey, look, man, AI ought to get us all tweeting. That stuff is coming. Well, it's here, really. I mean, it's here. There ain't no telling what's going to happen in the next 5 years.
Read your feed while eating toast from Robot Morgan Freeman.
Hold up, let me back that up a little bit.
I know AI gets you tweeting. I read your feed while eating toast from Robot Morgan Freeman.
Y'all gonna have to help me out with that one. I don't have a clue what he's talking about. I read your tweets while eating toast from Robot Morgan Freeman? I don't know what that is. I'm definitely I don't know. Help me out in the comments.
Robot Morgan Freeman, you need to start sleeping. We can all see you're tired. You're about to be CEO. Shit, he got fired.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, especially for the time. I've got the benefit of hindsight a little bit, but I understand he had some companies that weren't doing so hot. He kind of spread himself a little thin, it seemed like, at the time. I don't really keep up with how all of his companies are doing because he's got several of them. But I mean, that's decent enough. It's a pretty good punch. At least he's doing something now.
Got all these companies, but they're incomplete. I've got one and I fold money. Incomplete.
Okay, all right, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. You got all these companies, but they're incomplete. I've got one and I fold money. Incomplete. That's pretty good. That's all right. It's not crazy, but it's one of those where you get the flex and the diss at the same time. It's good. It's good riding.
I fold money. Incomplete. Get your self-driving truck to haul your ass home. Cause this battle's like PayPal. You got
pretty good finish. Pretty good finish. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so like this one went a little longer than I ever thought it would. But there was a lot here. There was a lot to kind of mine from that one. Who won though? That's the question. That's actually tough to call. Musk with a pretty good. That PayPal bar at the end was pretty good. Elon Musk was a co-founder of PayPal and ended up selling out way back like in the early 2000s. That's a solid diss to Musk. I think all in all, Zuckerberg just wasn't quite as consistent. In my mind, Zuckerberg had a handful of really good bars. There was a lot of open space between good bars where he wasn't really saying much. He had a great flow. He got me dancing a little bit. I'm not going to lie about that. But when we're talking about bar for bar, I felt like Musk did more with his own time. And his punches weren't always as heavy-handed, but he was consistently jabbing. He was consistently getting shots in. And he did still have a few big punches in there that I thought put him just over the edge. But I could see someone else going the other way on this one, so let me know in the comments if you disagree. If you think Zuckerberg won it, make your argument down in the comments. I'd be happy to read it. Be happy to respond to you. Kind of, we can go back and forth, discuss it, whatever. I had a recommendation to check out Freshie Canal, and I've never watched any of his stuff, but he does rap battles too. So if that's something that interests you, be sure to let me know something in the comments below, because if I don't get many people saying that they want to see that, I'm probably not going to do it. But I am interested. I may at least do one and see how it goes, but I would like to know if there is some interest in that. So let me hear in the comments down below. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you disagreed with me and you thought that my take on this was bad, don't get mad. Remember, it's just one man's opinion. Thanks.